All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to VestFest 3, or the 200 Vest Streak celebration. So far, I told you about some personal stuff going on behind the scenes. We talked about improving the streams in the future. You guys gave me some feedback to that regard, which I really appreciate. And we had a live DSP Tries It. Now we're heading into the third segment, which is going to be the games schedule update for the rest of 2020. This year, everything got thrown into upheaval because of the coronavirus pandemic. Many games got delayed. It was uncertain what was going to happen. Would things reopen, right? Now we're kind of getting an idea that even if things are kind of partially closed, we still will be some things that will be open, at least in some capacity. And it seems in game development now, the cycle has kind of resumed. Not for movies and stuff. For that, everything's shut. But video game development, it seems like things have started or picked up again, and the things that were scheduled for the rest of the year are finally getting release dates. So what I'd like to do is I would like to sit down here with all of you and go through the games schedule for the rest of the year, let you know exactly what I think about the games here that I'm interested in, let you know how other things are going to kind of wedge into here. All right, and right now, boy, oh man, some months right now look insanely packed, while other months are empty. We'll talk about this. A couple quick shout outs. Fly Eagles Fly did 100-bit cheer. We were just talking about McDonald's on the break, and he says that in Europe, it's not high end. It's fine for quickness, but definitely not high end food. Even there, maybe different places of Europe are different. Who knows, right? Shukow O, or Shukow 0, has resubscribed for 13 months. And he says, 13! Thank you, Shukow, for 13 months of support. I appreciate that. Alice Telemon cheered. He says, we don't have Wendy's, Popeyes, and all those other things at Burger King, McDonald's, and KFC over here where I am. Interesting. Again, it's probably different depending on where you are, right? Okay. Let us continue. Let's do it. The game schedule. So, ladies and gentlemen, today is the 24th of July. What I'm going to do is go through the game schedule for the next few months, and let's talk about the games that are coming out. First of all, right now, people are voting on upcoming viewers' choice events for my streams. 2 games will be selected as a result of those viewers' choice polling, and those 2 games will be played as playthroughs starting in August. You may be saying, when in August? Well, I'm actually going to complete the poll next weekend. So by the end of July, we will definitely know what games are going to be played as the viewers' choice playthroughs. Now, here's the thing. I'm already doing a viewers' choice playthrough, and it's Fire Emblem Three Houses. But we all knew going into that playthrough, that game is incredibly long. And let's face it, it is for a niche audience. It's not for a mainstream viewing audience. We knew that going in, being a JRPG and everything. I'm going to continue to play that over the course of the year, as long as time permits, at least once a week, and I'm hoping to finish it by the end of 2020. I'm not exaggerating there. The game is that long. At this point, I think I want to say I'm 30 hours into it, but I'm being told I've probably got at the least another 30 hours. So it could potentially take me till the end of this year to beat it at this rate. So we'll see, but that playthrough will continue. The Viewer's Choice playthroughs will start in August. When? We'll talk about that in a second. Let's go through the game schedule. So we've got the final game in July that I'm interested in playing is the Destroy All Humans remake. They've modernized the game for modern consoles. I've never played Destroy All Humans before, and I'm very interested in playing it because it has a cult following, and people have said they really felt that was a game franchise that, number one, would challenge me, but number two, would also be very entertaining for everyone, okay? That being said, it comes out on the 28th of July. That's this coming Tuesday. Now, here is my dilemma. I was supposed to be playing Ghost of Tsushima and Paper Mario the Origami King non-stop, pretty much, from last Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Then on Wednesday, I was probably going to play Ghost of Tsushima, and I was going to resume Deadly Premonition 2. And then this whole week was going to be a focus on Ghost of Tsushima, balanced with other stuff at night like Paper Mario, Deadly Premonition, and some Fire Emblem. That's not what happened. We all know what happened. Sadly, a sociopath decided to completely fabricate a situation where he lied to Twitch and said that I stole my subscriber badges from a commissioned artist in 2015. Like, somehow there was art on the internet in 2015 and I stole it, and started using it without permission on my channel in 2017. And it took 3.5 years for this artist to find out, and that they were trying to claim the artwork back and give me DMCA claim. The whole thing was horseshit, okay? But I lost a lot of streaming time because of it. Then the motherfucker DDoS attacked me for a day. So I couldn't consistently stream another day. So I lost about 3 days of progress. Put me back a lot, okay? That's, 12 hours of Ghost of Tsushima, potentially 6 hours of Mario. And that's disappointing that happened. Now, the good news is, seems to be cleared up. Got those strikes reversed. Got a new IP address. I should be smooth moving for now on. I don't foresee anything else in that regards happening. Knock on wood. But I am nervous that what's going to happen now is this whole thing's going to set me back on my schedule. Because originally I was going to play Destroy All Humans. My goal was that I was going to finish Deadly Premonition 2 and get really, really far, either in Mario or Ghost of Tsushima or both, by the time that Destroy All Humans came out. So that way now it's not like, okay, Phil's playing 3-4 games at once and it's too hard to follow and he doesn't get to play them enough. Instead it would be, okay, I finished one, the other one's near the end, so it's okay to pick up a new playthrough. Sadly now, that is not the case. It sucks. Okay? It really does suck. So that being said, Destroy All Humans, do I want to play it? Yes, I am super interested. People have asked me for years to check it out, the franchise. Now would be a ample time to check it out because it's been remade, alright? But I cannot, in good faith and good intention, start playing this game when I'm already juggling 3 other major playthroughs. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to hold off on playing it as a new release, and I'm going to wait, because if you guys aren't aware, August is one of, if not the deadest month for releases, okay? There's a few releases in the month that I am interested in, but it's so skimpy on releases that I'm probably going to end up having lots of time during that month to do things like, oh, I didn't play Destroy All Humans, let's do it. Oh, it's time for Viewer's Choice, let's do those playthroughs. You see what I mean? So, that's what I'm thinking. So, the only game left in July, Destroy All Humans, Remake. I am doing it, but I'm doing it in August when we have time. The first release in August that I'm even interested in, it's called Deliver Us to the Moon, and it's supposed to be a game where you're like a moonwalker. You're actually someone walking on the moon, doing quests and surviving, and apparently there's going to be like some kind of a sci-fi horror element to it, where maybe there's like creatures on the moon trying to get you or something. It's not clear-cut what it is. I was looking into it, and it looked interesting to me, but at the same time, I'm nervous it might just be a walking simulator, boring game. But it seemed interesting. Something different, to say the least, okay? That's on August 15th, okay? On August 21st, we got the Samurai Jack video game. Apparently, from what I'm to understand, the Samurai Jack video game is actually a direct plotline continuation from where the series ended. I guess the series ended and didn't necessarily have a concrete resolution, and apparently this game is supposed to be like the ending to the series, which is crazy because Samurai Jack hasn't aired on TV in a while, right? Or am I wrong? Did it come back at one point? But apparently this is supposed to like actually be the game being the narrative end. So I'm interested in it, but the thing is, I never really watched Samurai Jack that much. So for me, like, I would probably be interested in the game, but I don't know if I'm going to understand it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I'm going to know what's actually going on the show. I might end up being very confused, and not get it, even if the gameplay is good. So I'm kind of on the fence about it. I definitely would like to... Oh, Lacus of the Pork says a final season actually did air like 4 years ago. See, there you go. Interesting. So I don't know if I should play it or not. I'm interested in it, but I don't know if I should play it or not. That's the 21st of August. The only other game in August that I'm really interested in, it's the game Tell Me Why. This is the game that was announced yesterday at the Xbox Game Showcase. It's the new game from Don't Nod, the makers of Life is Strange, and admittedly, it looks exactly like Life is Strange, only with a different plot. The first episode of it comes out on the 27th, okay? Knowing those games, it's probably only enough for like one stream. It's probably going to be like 4 hours or something, if that. So, I'm interested in that. Outside of that, is there other stuff in August? Sure, yeah, there's like Madden and shit like that, but pretty much nothing, alright? So what I'm thinking for the month of August is as follows. We're going to continue with Ghost of Tsushima. We're going to continue with Paper Mario. We're going to continue with Deadly Premonition 2 if I haven't beaten it yet. We're going to then pick up Destroy All Humans. And that'll be maybe the balance between those games would be the first 2 weeks of the month. Maybe I'll actually do some chill streams again at late night. Okay, I'm not sure. So I'm curious about, how I'm going to balance that. Around the middle of the month, I may pick up like Samurai Jack and stuff like that. But this would be the ideal time for the viewer's choice playthroughs. Because if the polling ends in a week, all right, that's good. Now I have time to find the game, get the games, and then once I start wrapping up the new releases, now we can have these viewers' choice playthroughs come in to take the place of the games I'm finishing and get us through the middle to late August, you see? That's kind of what I'm thinking, for sure. So that's really August. I know that kind of feels empty. I agree with you. It is. Like, the month, there's nothing going on. It seems like August was a month where there wasn't anything coming out anyway. And I think a lot of these game developers decided to push their games to September. As I'm about to tell you, September is actually jam-packed full of content in games. So, I think July will still be alright. I don't know if it'll necessarily... excuse me, not July. I think August will still be alright. But I don't know if August is going to be an insanely great, new release month. Probably not. There is another game in August. It's called Wasteland 3. I don't exactly know what it is because I never played a Wasteland game before. So if you guys were interested in maybe telling me about the game or seeing if, see me play it, I'd be open to the possibility. But I don't really understand it. I don't know if it's going to be something that my viewership is really going to enjoy. So in August, I would say finish up all these major new releases I'm doing now, which could take 1 to 2 weeks. Destroy All Humans Remake will be a big feature. Maybe the return of late night chill streams. And then around middle of the month-ish, maybe check out Deliver Us the Moon. Maybe check out the Samurai Jack game. By the end of the month, play it by ear, see how things are going, but introduce the viewer's choice playthroughs. And then by the end of the month, if I want to do a game like this Wasteland 3 or whatever, it's a maybe. And I'll definitely do that one episode of Tell Me Why. And that'll be like the month for me. You know what I mean? Oh, that's right. I forgot to write it down, and that's my fault. I swear I wrote it down, though. Oh, no, I did. That's not in August. Yeah, that's why. Okay, we'll talk about that in a second. All right, a few shout-outs, and then we're going to go into September. So, Alice Telemon Cheer says, do you have a Carl's Jr. in Seattle? I had that in Las Vegas. Eat like you mean it. No, not in Seattle. There is one that's about 45 minutes away from me, and when I first moved out here, I drove to it because I wanted to try it. And it was a huge disappointment because the food was terrible, it was wrong, it was cold, the manager wasn't even there, it was a bunch of kids cooking. I would never go out of my way to go to that thing again. If they ever opened a Carl's Jr. closer to me, I would. But there's none around here, okay? Ladies Man Cheery says, what is the other thing that you're going to reveal? Oh, I'm not going to tell you. Like I said, if we double the tips goal, there's a special reveal I'm going to do on stream. But I'm not going to tell you, spoiling. What's the point of having a special reveal for a special reward? Instead of putting on the gunner glasses, which you guys have seen 100 times, I'm going to do something new and fresh and special if we hit $200 tips goal. But I'm not going to just tell you what it is. What's the point of that? It's not very special then, is it? Something just went right in my eyeball. What the hell is it? Something went in my eye. I don't know what it is. It's not a bug or anything. It's not moving, but it's annoying. Maybe a chunk of sand or something. Okay, continuing on. Ladies Man Cheery says, I think the DMCA claim and DDoS attack has a silver lining. It showed everyone that you cannot be canceled and showed you the amount of true fans. Right, if anything. I'll be honest. Back in the day, when that kind of stuff happened, I got very nervous. I was like, oh my God, am I going to get kicked off of YouTube with these false DMCA claims? This is the end of everything. For me, was it annoying? Did it delay me from having fun streams with you guys? Yes. Did it really wreck me? No. You guys rallied. You supported me regardless. And if anything, the Vest Streak continued, which is crazy. I wasn't even playing games, and the Vest Streak continued, which shows the amount of support you give me regardless of what's going on. And it showed that I have options. If God forbid, something happens horrifically here and I can't stream on Twitch, there's other things I can do and other places I can go. It's not like when I was on YouTube, and if I get kicked off YouTube, oh my God, that was my whole livelihood, there's nothing else to do. It's not like that at all. At all. So, you're right. I kind of agree with you, Alice Telemon. Even though this last weekend put me back significantly with my game playthroughs and releases, it showed a layer of positivity there that I'm not going nowhere. It doesn't matter how many people mess with me, screw with me, or try to you know, basically ruin my life. It doesn't matter. I'm going to persevere through it. That's the whole point, right? Okay, Persian Conversion has subscribed at tier 2 for 5 months. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to Persian Conversion, because that means he can now use the new blue vest emote that I just put into the stream chat. Tier 2 subs now get access to a blue vest emote, and Tier 3 subs get access to a platinum vest emote. Now, I wonder, will you guys want a light, slim, and svelte gray vest emote? Because I do have the capability of adding that as well. Just saying. Because now the gray vest will now be a part of the streams. Okay? Alright, Somri Cito, I apologize, I have no idea how to pronounce this name. Timmy $5 says, I hope all is well. If you come into more income or better finances, you have more time to do other things, would you consider going back to reviewing games? They were always very entertaining and well put together, or maybe other projects. I am not going to go back to edited content. I'm just going to make that very clear to everybody. No. I'm not going to go back to being someone who sits in front of a computer for hours on end, edits videos together, and releases them exclusively for YouTube. Those days are over. There's no point. YouTube doesn't, it's not a place. Like, my YouTube channel is archives for my streams. My focus is my streams. I'm going to focus on things that are going to be fun for you guys, both profitable for my business, but also make sense for the long term. My streams are where it's at. YouTube is the past. YouTube is played out. There's very few people who can even make a living doing YouTube without doing tons of sponsorships and shit. And me taking time away from the streams, which are the best thing I'm doing, to work on YouTube videos is out of the question. It's not going to happen, okay? If you're talking, will I just review games after I beat them? That's a possibility. I just reviewed The Last of Us Part 2 because it was a controversial game and I felt people really wanted to hear my review. They told me so during the course of the entire playthrough. Maybe I'll review Ghost of Tsushima only because it seems like it's the best game of the year. We'll see. But definitely the thing is... Oh, his name is Semre Cito. Semre Cito. Thank you. I had no idea how to pronounce that. Thank you for helping me with that. But, you know, the thing is, if you watch my playthrough of a game, if you just even watch the credits rolling during a playthrough of a game, I generally will sum up all of my thoughts about said game when the credits are rolling at the very last part. And in addition to that, like I said, if you just watch the playthrough, you could get the impression. You don't need a concrete split up review, a separate thing from my stream or my playthrough to know how I felt about a game. You know what I'm saying? Now, I understand if you really liked my edited style reviews. I did too. You know, I did them for a long time as The Hateful Truth, and then I converted them into a series for my KO Gaming channel back in 2016, and they were very popular. In fact, the KO Gaming stuff blew up. The KO Gaming stuff had a video that had 1 million views. Several of the videos had hundreds of thousands of views. A couple had 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 views. You know, it was a good channel. It was a profitable channel, and I actually really enjoyed making content for it. YouTube ruined it. YouTube demonetized the whole channel. YouTube just ruined it for me. I said, I'm not going to work on this anymore. I'm not going to work my butt off putting out quality content for you guys that I then get shoved under the rug, won't get featured, I can't make money on it, just because of some algorithm that's a piece of garbage that thinks that my content, what of those reviews was not ad-friendly exactly? They were professionally done, you know? But according to the algorithm, they weren't ad-friendly. So I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not. If you want to hear my thoughts on a playthrough, you can watch the playthrough live, or you can watch the credits where I summarize, and with some exceptions, I will probably do a formal review. But outside of that, I have no plans on going back to the old school formula, if that's really what you were hitting at here, okay? Alice Televan cheered. He says, I missed the videos you made for KO Gaming. They were good stuff. As do I. Like I said, that year was unique for me. I had weeks where basically every day I did a mainstream, and then at nights I was working on edited stuff, and it was really fun, but it's not viable anymore, you know? Especially if I'm a full-time streamer, I gotta be here all the time. So, Crump tipped me $1. Says, when the vestry ends, are we gonna start it completely over from zero, or is it over for good? I mean, I'll be honest with you guys. I haven't really thought that far ahead, because this whole thing started as a result of you guys, and I would say, if that were to happen, let's say tonight, on the Street Fighter stream, we don't raise the tip skull, and the whole thing ends at 201. I'd still be okay with that. I'd be very grateful, and I'd say, what do you guys want to do? The thing is now, the vest is part of the stream culture. You know what I mean? It's part of this whole deal. I have 3 vests right there. I have a vest right here that you guys are used to now seeing and we putting on regularly. We have emotes that we just added that are the vest. You see what I mean? Like, I would think that you guys would want to see it continue. That even if it ended, that maybe you guys would want it to reset somewhat, and we'd just kind of start over. All right, and that would be unfortunate, certainly. But I guess we would see, you know. And could we ever get... The thing is, once it ends, would we ever get it back? That's a good question. Because that's what a lot of people are hypothesizing, that when the streak ends, it would never happen again. And you may be very well right. And I'm a skeptical person myself. And I would say, you know, maybe that's true. Maybe that will happen. Maybe once the streak ends, it's over. You're never going to see it happen again. But I would leave it to you guys to decide what you want. Do you want the streak to resume? Do you want me to just give up on all the vests? I have all these vests around my house now. Do you want me to just forget the vests? You know? Speaking of which, someone actually contacted me and said that they wanted to get me a vest. And they showed me this vest. I was like, that actually looks really cool. And I'm thinking about telling them yes. But we'll see. Luca Blight took me $1.31. So you may not have seen this. The makers of Suikoden, or is it Suikoden? I don't know how to pronounce it. Broke away from Konami. They're now kickstarting a new IP called Ayuden Chronicle. Google it. It looks fantastic, and hopefully it's a success, and you'll play it eventually. As I remember, you're a big fan. You're right. I played the first 3 games in that series, and the first 2 are outstanding. The third one was pretty good, but I think the first 2 are the best because they actually link and have the same characters and everything. Yeah, I would like to see them come back and do another RPG franchise if possible. So that's exciting news. Blanca Balls just gave me $2. It says, I saw something called the Twitch Lifetime Subscription. Do you know details about it? How do you get that? Nope. The only thing I'm aware of, I believe, that you are able to gift a lifetime sub, if I'm correct, to like a bot or something like that. I could be wrong, but I think that Twitch has the ability behind the scenes, if you like contact Twitch support, you can request that like an account that you need to have a sub all the time can have it. Or if you really like someone, like your top moderator or whatever, you can gift someone a lifetime sub that never expires. To my knowledge, now this was years ago when I first was made aware of this, I think you can only do 2 for an entire channel. And once you do it, apparently it like locks in forever. So if you ask for the raw, like let's say, oh, I want Nightbot to have a lifetime sub, but then you decide you're not going to use Nightbot anymore, you want to use a different bot, you're fucked. So I don't know if that's what it is or not, and that's what you're addressing. I don't know, but that's the only knowledge that I actually have that I've ever heard of about a lifetime sub. No, I didn't hear, oh, pay $1,000 down and you get a sub forever. I've heard nothing like that whatsoever. Okay. Super Warp Zone cheered and said, the gray vest is cool, but it brings out the gray hairs in my beard. Actually, they're white. I don't have gray hair at all. I have tons of white hair in my beard. Most of the hair in my beard, I'm not even kidding, is white. Here, it's all white. It's only, I would say my mustache has a few whites, but mostly it's dark brown up there down. But this beard part is almost all white hairs now. And here too, like you say, oh, some people comment, my beard looks patchy. It's not patchy, it's all white hairs. And when you record them with the camera, because it's not a great camera here, it blends in and makes it look like there's no, like right here, people say, his beard is empty. No, this is all white hair right here, you know? So, it is what it is when you get old, dude. What are you going to do? I'm not going to sit here with Just for Men brushing my fucking beard on stream. Who cares? Who gives a shit? I'm not a fucking fashion model, right? Furious Kirk cheered. He said, I personally don't have as much time to watch whole playthroughs anymore and watch your vlogs or podcast type videos more. I find looking for reviews in the final video I accidentally stumble upon or hear a spoiler. The non-edited reviews might be beneficial for people in my position. Fair enough. Okay. Let's continue because we're doing a game schedule. And we got very derailed here. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. So, continuing on with the game schedule. August is pretty empty. We're probably going to be continuing on and finishing the new releases I'm playing right now, and probably the Destroy All Humans remake. The Viewer's Choice playthroughs you guys are voting on right now are going to be a major part of the month. As for new releases, maybe Deliver Us the Moon, maybe the Samurai Jack game. I will definitely be playing Tell Me Why Episode 1 around the end of the month. And that's about it for the month of August. If you guys want to see me maybe play Wasteland or something, let me know. But that's probably August, okay? Now, in September, things go a little crazy. In fact, September is pretty much an insanely busy gaming month. Are you ready to hear this? All right. September 4th, we've got a dual release day with Marvel's Avengers and the Tony Hawk 1 and 2 collection. Marvel's Avengers is a 100% yes for me. I'm playing it. Obviously, I've been saying the entire time that the Marvel Cinematic Universe was going that they didn't have really many Marvel games outside of the original Captain America and Thor games. They never capitalized on anything else there. Finally, now they're doing an Avengers game. Okay? So I'll be playing that for sure. Then, Tony Hawk 1 and 2. I mean, I'll be honest with you guys. I definitely want to play this game. I've heard so much about the game is great. The original Tony Hawk's are the best in the franchise. People grew up playing these games. It's what got them into skating or got them into skating games. And then I have to play them. But, it has licensed soundtracks. And the licensed soundtracks are a huge issue right now, both on Twitch and on YouTube, where anyone playing licensed music seems to be either getting stricken down by DMCA, they're getting their videos claimed and muted on YouTube. It's a big issue. So I'm thinking, all right, that I might play it and I might just have to mute the music. And there's nothing I can do about it. Seriously. And I hate that, but I can't risk, as we just found out this last weekend, DMCA is taken seriously here by Twitch. I cannot risk losing my streaming capabilities and or having a whole playthrough blocked or muted on YouTube. So I might have to play it with no music. As shitty as that sounds, I mean, unless they have an optional non-licensed soundtrack created in the game for people who are going to stream it, I don't see what I can do with that game, honestly. You know, what else do you guys expect from me? There's not much I could do. I can't control that. You know what I mean? The week after that, we've got, as announced yesterday, The Outer Worlds. Excuse me. I'm going blah, blah, blah. The Outer Worlds Peril on Gorgon, which is the major DLC for Outer Worlds, a game that I really enjoyed last year. It was one of my favorite games of 2019. Although, admittedly, it's mostly a narrative. It's not really focused on the gunplay. I'd be very interested in playing the expansion for that. Now, also, the first 2 weeks of September, if everything goes according to plan and basically they're not full of crap, Don't Nod is saying they're going to release the next 2 episodes of Tell Me Why the first 2 weeks of September. That would mean the first episode is coming out August 27th. The second episode is coming out September 3rd. And the third and final episode is supposedly coming out September 10th. So that would mean 1 episode a week, roughly 4 hours an episode, 12-hour game. I'm strongly considering getting Xbox Game Pass for this game because I don't foresee myself wanting to drop anywhere between $30 to $50 to buy a game that's only going to be 3 sessions. You see what I mean? So I'm definitely thinking Game Pass is the way to go. And if that is the case, yes, I will be playing those episodes for those 3 weeks. And that's the end of the game. Apparently the game is only 3 episodes. Not like Life is Strange, which was 5. This is only 3. Okay? Okay. The next week, which is September 18th, WWE 2K Battlegrounds. The game that is stumping a lot of people. Some people are thinking it looks great. Others are like, what the hell is this? There's no WWE 2K game this year. As it comes to like how they usually do an yearly installment of WWE, where you get the ability to create your own wrestler, sim mode, and all that. They're not doing it this year. They actually ruined the game so badly last year, they canceled it for this year, and they're going to work on making a better one. But instead, this game is a cartoony action game where you play as wrestlers of old as well as modern wrestlers in cartoony graphics, fighting each other in a ring. Apparently it does have a story-based campaign, which is interesting. I didn't know if it would, but apparently it does. Plus, of course, online capabilities and everything. So I'm actually interested in this game now. Now that I actually know that it actually has a campaign and everything, I'm actually interested in playing it. So that's coming on the 18th. On the 25th, we've got the Mafia Definitive Edition re-release. So Mafia 1, which has been remade from the ground up, is being released on the 25th, and I am doing a playthrough of that as well. So just listen to that month, okay? September 3rd, Tell Me Why Episode 2. September 4th, Marvel's Avengers and the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 Collection. September 9th, Outer Worlds Peril and Gorgon Expansion. September 10th, Tell Me Why Episode 3 in the game's conclusion. September 18th, WWE 2K Battlegrounds. September 25th, Mafia Definitive Edition. That is a jam-packed month of content. That's going to be a great month for sure. September is going to be outstanding. Okay. October. Early October. Another dual release day that I'm really excited for. October 2nd, we've got Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, paired with Star Wars Squadrons. Okay? Interesting. First of all, the reboot or continuation of Crash Bandicoot. Now, it's not made by Naughty Dog, so I don't know how it's going to be. Is it going to be as good as the original trilogy? Better? Worse? From my understanding, it's an insanely long game. I think they were saying there's like 200 stages. That's insane. None of the Crash Bandicoot games came close to that. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's, they say 200, but that means because you replay the stage 3 times with variations, right? Who knows? But definitely interested in playing that one. In addition, obviously, Star Wars Squadrons. A new Star Wars game where you're piloting, what is it, an X-Wing or whatever? Pretty good. Excited for that, and that's going to be good because we haven't had a Star Wars game in a while. Then, there really isn't anything going on until the middle and the second half of the month, all right? Now, there's a lot of games in October that are going to be maybes for me. Allow me to go through some of these. On October 20th, Remothered Broken Porcelain. It's a horror game. And I haven't played a horror game in a while, and I'm craving a horror game. It could be shit. I never played the original Remothered. I heard some people liked it and some people hated it. So I don't know if this is a game I want to play or not, but it's a horror game. And that's at least a positive for me because I haven't played one in a long time. For variety's sake, I'm interested in it. Okay? Oh my god, excuse me. Oh my god, excuse me. Woo! Also that same day, the 20th of October, Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. Now, I'm confused about this one, alright? Bear with me here. There already was a Lego Star Wars. There was the original movie trilogy, and then there was Lego Star Wars that dealt with the prequels, and then there was a Lego Star Wars for The Force Awakens. So what exactly is this game? Is this just a collection of all the Lego games together? Is this a brand new Lego game that tackles the same exact stuff? I'm confused. And the thing is, I've played Lego games over the years, both for stream, but also I actually used to play them. You guys don't know this. I used to play them behind the scenes back when I lived in Connecticut. Some nights I would play games like Lego Indiana Jones and Lego Star Wars to relax. I never told you guys, I never recorded it, but I actually did it just to relax and just have some like downtime stuff at night. Sometimes I would just have a drink. Those games are incredibly fun for chill streaming. Not for serious, oh my god, this is a serious playthrough, but just every maybe once or twice a week, do like a late night Lego stream. They're good for that. And I feel like those would be fun interactive streams. So I'm actually strongly considering getting this collection, even if I don't play it consistently, just to play it over a period of time and to add to the chill streaming stuff. Okay? Now, get this. Did you guys even know there's a Transformers video game coming out in October? I didn't know, and I couldn't even find any footage of this. But the game is apparently called Transformers Battlegrounds. I don't know what it is. Now, I like Transformers. You guys know I've played many Transformer games over the years. And if it's something that looks good, I'm going to get it. But I don't know what it is. I couldn't find any concrete information on the internet about what this game is or what it's going to be. But everyone I looked at 4 different websites. They all said October 23rd this game's coming out, but no one knows what it is. So maybe it was just announced a million years ago and then no information came out. Maybe it'll be indefinitely delayed, but I wrote it down regardless. Okay? Watch Dogs Legion. Excited for that one. Finally coming out on October 29th. On October 30th, it's the Dark Pictures Anthology Little Hope. Finally, over a year after the release of the first one, Man of Medan, we get Little Hope, and it comes out the day before Halloween. Perfect timing for a cool game like that. I'm actually really looking forward to that playthrough. And then, as you guys know, typically I do a Halloween horror marathon. Usually what we do is we run a subscribers goal, and if we hit it, then you guys get to like nominate games and stuff for me to play during the Halloween horror marathon. Likely we'll do that this year. Likely what it'll be is that'll be the goal for September, and then we'll have people nominate games and vote in October for what I'll play during that. So that'll be coming up. That will be coming up on the 31st, on October, the actual day, the actual Halloween day. All right, and yes, as usual, I'll more than likely be dressing up in costume, and we'll talk more about that when we get closer to it, okay? November. Now, here's the thing about November, and here's the thing that I wanted to talk about, that I've kind of been waiting to talk about. If you look at all the game release timings for this year, November, 1,000,000% looks like that's the month the new consoles are coming out. Here's why. There's right now only 3 major releases coming out in November. The first is Yakuza 7 which I think is called like the song, no, Like a Dragon it's called, right? Like a Dragon. That's coming out on the 13th of November. And by the way, that's when Yakuza is changing from an action-based open world franchise into a turn-based RPG. Could be interesting, okay? On the 17th of November is Assassin's Creed Valhalla, all right? And then on the 19th of November, finally, the release of Cyberpunk 2077. And ladies and gentlemen, there are no other game releases scheduled currently at all for 2020. Do you see what I'm getting at? When there's no other game releases, that tells me that's bullshit. That tells me that they're waiting for these consoles to announce their release dates, and then all the games that are supposed to be the launch titles for the consoles will then say, okay, we're coming out here and here and here. You see what I'm saying? We know for a fact Spider-Man Miles Morales, Halo Infinite, right? Some of those puzzle games, indie games and things, they're all launch titles for the new gen of consoles, but we don't know when the consoles come out, therefore we can't say when those games come out, and they're not going to say their own release dates to spoil the console release. So, looking at this, I would guarantee you, either the week of Cyberpunk, or the week after Cyberpunk, which would be Thanksgiving week, alright, we're more than likely going to see the release of the new consoles. The only other possibility, it could be the first week of November, because there's nothing going on the first week of November whatsoever. So maybe the reason that there's nothing that week is because everyone left it open because they knew that's when the consoles are coming out, and that's when all those other games will be coming out. So it's either going to be first week of November or very end of November. Both, I would guess, the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5 are going to be releasing. I wouldn't think they'd come out in December. We've never seen a major console release in December before. It seems to always be in November. So that would be my guess. Okay? Now, as we already talked about on this very same celebration, okay, if I can afford the new consoles, I'm going to be covering them on release. Unboxing them live, hooking them up live, checking out the dashboard, the features live, and then over the course of a couple days, checking out all the launch titles for those consoles. In fact, if Xbox Series X has as many games at launch as they think that they're going to, I could just get Xbox Game Pass to potentially play like 5 games without dropping any extra money during the launch of that console. You see what I saying? So let's see. I'm gonna guess. First week in November. Now, I could be wrong. That's my guess. And here's why I'm guessing that. If they make those consoles the third or last week in November, you've already got Black Friday. Black Friday this year is already fucked up because of the coronavirus, and no one knows what's going to happen. Like, what if the virus is still rampant in America and other countries? How are we going to have Black Friday sales? It may all end up being online sales in it. So I get the feeling they're not going to want to deal with that shit. They're going to want to have their consoles already out there. So I'm predicting it's going to be the first week of November for the console releases. I could be wrong, and if I am, obviously we'll see. But I think first week of November. That's what I'm calling. At least one of the consoles is coming out then. All right. So that's the year. Now, the thing is, if the new consoles come out, that's a plethora of new content for me to cover. And I already have 3 major releases in November. So between the new consoles and that, I'm very confident we will have enough coverage and enough gameplay to cover me through the rest of 2020 and into 2021. So I'm not too worried. If anything, the 1 month this year that seems like it may be sparse is August. But I'm purposely trying to time my Viewer's Choice event for that time frame. So that way we can do the Viewer's Choice stuff during the month that's slow. You see? And that'll fill up the slow time. So I think we're good. September is insanely packed. October is decent. November, if the new consoles come out, will be crazy. So we got an actual real exciting situation going on with games for the rest of this year. Okay? Couple more shout outs. Let's see here. Okay. Mr. Papa Vera Charity says, at the 250 vest streak, if we get there, all day streaming with no one in the office, but with the camera running and audio on, a couch stream. What does that mean? I'm confused about that. So you're saying, wait a minute. You're actually saying just the couch. Just the couch. An empty couch. No one sitting on it. I'm not sure how that one would go down. I'm just saying, I'm not sure that People would find that too entertaining. Maybe as a joke, and then I actually do something on the stream. But I'm not too sure about that. Okay. Blanca Balls to me $1.30. If anyone deserves a lifetime subscription, it would be Only Eyes Coffee. I mean, let's face it, Only Eyes Coffee probably gifted about 100 subscriptions to the channel in July. No lie. Like, he went all out supporting the channel this month. Surprisingly enough, I don't see him today. I thought for sure he would be here, and he's not here. I hope he's all right. I don't think we've seen him in a couple days. Humility to me $1 and says, do you ever feel overwhelmed by the sheer power that exudes from me? There is no power that exudes from me. Any power that I have is given to me by my viewing audience. It's not coming from this direction. It's coming from that direction. It's you guys that give me any power. And also, of course, the power of the vest. As soon as this vest comes off, I'm like Clark Kent. When the vest goes on, I'm Superman. You know what I mean? Okay. Crabcock cheered, and he says, Derek says, WWE 2K Battlegrounds is like WWE All-Stars, which had 3 campaigns, a tag team gauntlet until you reach DX, Superstar campaign getting to Randy Orton, and a Legends campaign getting to Undertaker. Fantasy match mode is like, who's the better warrior, Ultimate Warrior or the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus? Okay, interesting. Good to hear that it's going to have a lot of, single-player content, and it's not just about online multiplayer. That's good. Super Warp Zone cheered and says, we have to go back, Philly, back to the future, to the 9,375th Vest streak. Oh, man. Thank you for the cheer. That's actually good. So, people are going crazy right now in stream chat. They're asking me, what is the $200 reveal? Is there another vest? Like, guys, if I tell you, what's the point? If I were to tell you what the reveal is, then there's no motivation to get there. Is there? If you know what it is, then you've been spoiled. Right? Like, this guy laughs like Hungan. If I tell you, man, what the $200 reward is, man, then you'll have no incentive to hit it. Hungan. Oh, my God. So, anyway, I'll be honest, guys. We got a little bit over an hour left on the stream. Like I said, I'm actually going to run a little late today. It's not likely we're going to hit the best streak at this point, the tier 2. So I guess we could just stop talking about it. I doubt we're going to hit it. So I guess I'm just gonna save the reveal. Maybe I'll save that reveal for the 250 vest streak if we hit it. Okay? I had it planned for today, but it is what it is. Ugly Tuna Roll took me $1.30. He says, you ever play Dante's Inferno? I don't see it in your playthrough. So that's a funny story. I did play some of Dante's Inferno. The game definitely is a God of War ripoff. It plays just like God of War. Okay? But I started recording it for YouTube. And I couldn't upload it. This was at a time before I monetized my gameplay videos. And YouTube did not want me to upload it and kept giving me takedown strikes and stuff, basically stating that there's too much adult content. It was excessively gory. There was nudity in it. And there was a whole stage based on there's the 7 levels of hell or whatever it is, and one of them is lust. And the whole stage had basically boobs and dicks. And what are you going to do? YouTube didn't want that back then. Now today, if I were to play Dante's Inferno, likely I could do a playthrough on YouTube, but I would have to flag the entire thing as adult only or 18 plus, and likely it would be flagged for not suitable for advertisers, and therefore I would make no money on the YouTube videos. They would probably still let me upload them, but they wouldn't let me put any advertisements on them. Back then, they wouldn't even let me upload them. I wasn't putting advertisements on my video, and YouTube just shut down the playthrough and wouldn't let me do it. Okay? God, whatever this is in my eye, it's really bothering me. I'm assuming it's a hair, because it's really bothering me. I have to go to the bathroom and take a look at it. Fruits07 cheered and said, to see 4K resolution at any benefit, you need to sit close to your TV and monitor. I mean, not like far away. That's what it seems to me. I have glasses too. Likely you're right, Fruits. I mean, I don't know. This TV is 4K. I've never used it 4K. So I wouldn't know visually the difference between 4K or 1080p unless I saw it side by side. But I'm okay. Like, the graphics today blow me away. I'm playing Ghost of Tsushima. I'm like, dude, these are the best graphics I've ever seen. They're insanely outstanding. The beautiful vistas, the contrast of color, all of the foliage looks amazingly realistic. And I'm like, dude, these graphics are so outstanding. I don't care if they were in 4K. They're gorgeous at 1080p. You know what I mean? Lunaba, to me, $4. And he says, congrats on a 200 vest streak. I was playing a certain stabby sword game and lost track of time. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but welcome to the stream, Lunaba. So guys, all right, here's the deal. We have two options I would like to open the stream up to. All right? We have two options. The first is I could go get Jasper. Well, first of all, I'm going to mess with my eye because my eye's bothering me. I'm going to see what's in it. I could go get Jasper, bring him in here, and we can play with him for a bit. You know, get a cat toy. He'll jump around the couch like he has the past two vest celebrations. Or we could do a second DSP tries it. What it's going to be would be the Frosty Chino from Wendy's. I have not tried this at all. I'm interested in it. And I could just run. The Wendy's is right next door. It would be 10 minutes. I would just drive to Wendy's quick, grab it, come back. Okay, maybe 15. But it's right there. I could get it right quick and come back. And we could do a second DSP tries it on the Frosty Chino. Okay? So those would be the options. Would you guys like to see a second DSP tries it, or would you like to see Jasper? What would be next? What would you like to do? All right, a couple votes for Jasper. DSP tries it. DSP tries it. DSP tries it. Jasper. Jasper. Wendy's, Jasper. The cat. Jasper. Wendy's, Jasper. Wendy's, Jasper. Jasper, Wendy's. Jasper, Wendy's, Jasper. Jasper, Wendy's, Jasper, Wendy's, Jasper. Seems to be split. Seems you guys are split. Eternal Napalm just cheered and said, are you prepared? Is your soul ready for bug snacks? Dude, I was born ready for bug snacks. I can't wait. It's going to change my life in a very good way, I'm sure. So people can't decide. It seems like there's a pretty good split. All right, how about this? Let's take a break. If it's a short break, I'll bring Jasper in here. If it's a longer break, like 15 minutes, I'll go to Wendy's. We'll see. But I got to clear this eye up. My eye is killing me right now. I don't know what this hair is, but I got to figure this out. All right. And then we'll finish this up. Like I said, I may go a little late on the stream. I don't have to end at 4. I can maybe go a little later. But not too much later. Maybe 4:30-ish. Depending. And again, if we do double the tips goal by the end of the stream, I will have a special reveal for you guys. But if we don't hit it, I guess we'll save it for the next vest celebration. Okay? We'll see. All right. Thank you, Fly Eagles Fly. Did 100% to do a poll. There's a poll running right now. There's a poll running right now you guys can vote on. Okay. Let's take a brief break. I'll be back.